The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. I'm Jasmine Jack.
And I'm Rex Lita. I'll join you later in the sports news.
In this edition, Hela changing for the better, Morabe's potential in cocoa farming, and PNG Peppers training camp gets underway. The amazing Port Moresby 48th Independence Celebration, which will be held on the 14th to the 16th of September, was launched today at the Parliament House. Led by the amazing Port Moresby team, the events will be hosted at Ella Beach, the University of Papua New Guinea, Unagi Oval, Pacific Adventist University, Murray Barracks, Independence Boulevard, Bomana and the Bomana Police College. The launching of the 48th Independence Celebration paves way for the biggest celebration in the national's capital on September 14 to 16, 2023. Hosted and led by the amazing Port Moresby team, the two-day event will feature a range of activities that will be inclusive of all city residents and visitors to attend. Governor for NCD, Powers Pakop, said the significance of this year's celebration is distinguished and a level higher than previous years.
This is our Independence Day, an occasion unique to us, where we stand among the family of nations, displaying our identity. As the eyes of the world turn towards us, we must demonstrate our capability to host and execute events that can captivate both our nation and the global audience.
Pakop said the goal and objective this year is threefold.
Firstly, celebrating our 48 years of independence. Let's celebrate 48 years. Secondly, paving the way for our momentous 50th golden anniversary in 2025. Thirdly, our goal this year too is to present our events, these very important national events, Independence Festival celebration, to such a standard and a caliber so that it becomes equally a tourist product, something that we can harness to create opportunities for all our people.
He said the events are guided by standard procedures to ensure consistency and excellence in all the locations that will house the celebrations.
Not only we are preparing these events as a tourist product, but also to raise the standard of events, choreography and delivery so that we have a great celebration, that everybody joins it.
Supporting the idea behind this year's Independence Festival in the city, member for Moresby South, Justin Tichenko, said PNG is a magnificent country, unique with its traditions, its cultures and its people.
Forward in working with NCDC and the governor and the team from amazing Port Moresby to give to everyone in Port Moresby and around the country a chance to celebrate 48 years of independence here in PNG.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News. New Island Governor Sir Julius Chan inaugurated the 19.22-kilometer Marlin Dock Ring Road on Marlin Dock Island, Tonga, with a project cost of 2.4 million kina. The initiative, guided by the province's motto, "The further you are, the more we care,"
aims to promote equitable development and connectivity to remote areas. Despite short notice, islanders turned out in numbers to witness the event. The road significantly reduces travel time by 40 minutes for students and villagers, enhancing mobility. During the ceremony, a community truck was donated and NGI suppliers were recognized for their early and quality project delivery. The second phase of Civil Aviation Development Investment Program, or CADIB, is valued at $171.5 million or 608 million kina. Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation Walter Snowbelt announced this during the opening of the new Tari terminal on Tuesday. From the total, 578 million kina is from ADB's ordinary capital resources and concessional loans, and 30 million kina is the government of PNG's counterpart fund.
CARIB 2 is in line with the national government's medium-term development plan for 2023 to 2027, which was launched in July 2023. Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation Walter Snowbelt clarified that CARIB 2 loan was signed by the national government and the development partner, Asian Development Bank, on the 14th of December 2022. The second phase is valued at $171.5 million or 608 million kina. It will assist to finance identified projects by the National Airports Corporation, New Sky Pacific Limited, Civil Aviation Safety Authority, PNG Accident Investigation, National Weather Service, and Rural Airstrip Agency under the Civil Works, Goods and Equipment, Consulting Services and Capacity Building scope. New Sky Pacific Limited will implement the construction of 2 new control towers at Port Moresby International and Goroka airports under the second phase. The National Airports Corporation will deliver the Gurney Airport asphalt surfacing, new terminal building and associated works, the Kiunga Airport pavement strengthening and association works, the Aropa Airport pavement strengthening, new terminal building and associated works, Wewak Airport runway extension, new terminal building and associated works, Hoskins Airport asphalt surfacing and associated works, and Port Moresby International Airport power upgrade and airfield lighting upgrade. CARIB 2 will also include the rehabilitation of 4 piloted strategic rural airstrips in PNG to be implemented by the Rural Airstrip Agency, to be oversighted by the Transport Department through NAC CARIB Project Management Unite. They are Finschhafen Airstrip in Morobe Province, Tapini Airstrip in Central Province, Hayfield Airstrip in East Sepik Province, and Jacquinot Bay Airstrip in East New Britain Province. Craig Kabiago, TVWAN News.
Rabaul District is undergoing a remarkable transformation through a 15 million kina investment in crucial infrastructure projects. Key sectors of health, education, roads and law enforcement are being revitalized following approval from the ENB Provincial Procurement Committee. Projects include upgrading roads, renovating Queen Elizabeth Park, constructing a clinic, and refurbishing historical sites. The district administrator, Freddie Lemeki, praised the technical team for its dedication. The Matupit road upgrade is already 80% complete, and negotiations are ongoing for the Blanche Street Wharf Road project. The district aims to blend heritage with progress for a vibrant future. Over the last 10 years, Hela province has had an absence of law and order in the province due to the lack of support of the National Court and limited holding space in the correctional services. Most offences have gone unnoticed until December of last year. Hela Provincial Police Commander Joseph Tondop has said Hela has now decided to put God first in an effort to minimize crime and bring stability to Hela Province.
After the successful opening of the new Tari Airport in Hela Province, the Hela Provincial Police Commander Joseph Tondop gave an update on law and order over the last 10 years.
And at the same time, the police here, I don't blame, when the police didn't do a serious law enforcement, I don't blame the police, the officers at that time here. The problem here is it's a bit of legacy. As I speak now, we only have about able policemen and women, very strong, able to really go out after criminals. We have about less than 30. And less than 30 compared to a population of, if you look at the ratio of a population of 300 plus, 30 able policemen is just not enough for us to go out and, seriously law enforce the law. So that's part of the problem, was that because of the lack of policemen, a good number of policemen, and good leadership, we've had this problem.
Due to this, minor string cases in Tari such as drunkenly disorder, drug usage, and other offenses had been sadly accepted as a norm. Minor string offenses to major offenses that are not reported are often dealt with at a community level through means of compensation due to the lack and presence of the justice system.
We have no fights. The last 3 or 4 months, we have no fights. All the fights, I've been talking to my policemen and women that we just don't have the manpower. So the important thing that we must do is when small things, when it is reported to police, we must attend to them quickly. So when we are attending to them quickly, at the same time we explain to them that, look, I'm here now. I'm your new PDC, I'm here now. I'm trying to, anything that people do bad against you, you report to me and we will take action, not you. So I think slowly the message is going to the community, and I can see that even the provincial leadership, the administrator, the deputy, the senior public servants, the village councillors, and all the leaders we are now all working together. So that's a very big change.
Since then, Tondop has tasked his personnel with support of the PNG Defence Force to quickly intervene with various law and order offences around town and the province, which has resulted in minimized law and order issues and brought about stability. This in turn has allowed for the successful completion of the reopening of the 79 million kina Tari Airport, Hulakumaya, the provincial government headquarters, and other infrastructure around town to develop and bring about a modern Tari. Craig Kaviago, TVWAN News.
You're watching TVWAN News. After the break, more about chocolate on display and no deep sea mining.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
You like serving on winning plus scale rice matchy pack? Scale rice like giving you plenty chance to winning plenty scale prizes. Kind price or same 256 plus scale rice Nabi set, 192 plus scale rice Kemo Eski, not 44 plus JBL and Co speakers, 102 plus wireless microphone. The win, 5 minute scale rice or oil rice products, write in full name na contact details below the box or receipt, not drop him inside the entry box. You got 4 plus draws, 4 plus fortnight, 116 plus winners, na 16 plus promotion locations. Just try us on. You got terms na conditions for this plan.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open Maps.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emmy target a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
It's lights out and we are go here. Oh, Marquez, Speedway. He reigns in Spain.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people.
Teach me how to make this one.
Experience delicious food.
Bon appetit.
And discover the most incredible flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Mano Fidel, a brand new series coming soon on Outdoor.
Unique character. Unique chemistry.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is the peak of the game.
It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win.
That is why I will be there.
Because when you win for one,
you win for all.
Welcome back. The inaugural Community Affairs and National Content Conference and Expo set the record for the greatest number of gold sponsors for any conference hosted in PNG. President of the Chamber of Mines and Petroleum, Anthony Smare, outlined this when extending their gratitude to the 846 registered attendees at Wednesday's closing of the event at the PNG University of Technology in Lae.
The Community Affairs and National Content Conference and Exposition, which focused on maximizing benefits and opportunities for landowners and landowner companies, had the Mineral Resources Development Company as its principal sponsor, had 4 platinum sponsors and 13 gold sponsors. President of the Chamber of Mines and Petroleum, Anthony Smare, said from the 3 days of presentation, it was clear that stakeholders in the resource sector need to bring the government with them. It's no longer a case of the government leading us. He was encouraged by the fact that the Prime Minister made a special trip to the event on Monday, despite his busy schedule, which included a visit to Vanuatu. Smare described it as a tremendous show of support and recognition of the importance of national content. He also applauded landowners and landowner companies for their significant support and participation in the conference, drawing attention to the bold and courageous presentation on Wednesday by the Panguna landowners from the autonomous region of Bougainville.
Because as the examples of Panguna and Progress show, when we get it wrong, everybody pays the price. Not just government, not just the landowners, not just the developer, but an entire country. We had 20 years of Panguna. We're now living through the nightmare that is Progress closure, as the program spoke yesterday. So I was blown away by the level of honesty and openness and networking and shared camaraderie and collaboration I saw in the last few days. I think it was absolutely fantastic. I think everybody that's participated in this should be extremely proud of this. And if you want to know how many people participated, as of yesterday, we had 846 registered attendees at this conference. It is and will be the largest conference that this country has hosted this year.
Smare said the second edition of CanConnex will be hosted in July 2024 at the PNG University of Technology again. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
A new chocolate product from cocoa farmers in Morobe was put on display during the Community Affairs and National Content Conference and Expo in Lae. Called Trupla Morobe, the chocolate proves the potential Morobe has in cocoa farming, especially under Wafi Goldpu's mining chocolate program.
Among the many exhibits during the 3-day Community Affairs and National Content Conference and Expo in Lae was Morobe's very own chocolate. Called Trupla Morobe, the chocolate was made from cocoa grown at Lower Watut in Bulolo District and Wampar, Labuta and Salamawa in the Huon Gulf District under Wafi Goldpu's mining chocolate program. At the Wafi Goldpu booth, Watson Tilam from the National Volunteer Services, attached with the Babuaf Farmers Cooperative, explained to attendees the process cocoa beans undergo to get the end product.
From the wet beans, what we call it fermenting, so we put it in a box, and then basically ends up building up heat, and then it becomes alcohol. Sometimes you can actually smell alcohol, and that's where flavor is built from that stage, and then you have the chocolate bit. So from the fermenting box, it goes 5 days, and then you can spend another 5 days in what we call it solar dryers, packing, and resell.
There are over 500 active cocoa farmers in the Lower Watut area, with Tilam expressing that Babua farmers are more advanced than other cocoa farmers as they are now involved in downstream processing. Chairman of the Babua Farmers Cooperative Society, Jerry Zebenke, stressed that agriculture is the backbone of PNG and downstream processing is the way forward.
In terms of doing mining gold bar, we have to do two things together. One is our chocolate bar, which is downstream processing that will produce a chocolate bar, and then we can look at mining to produce gold chocolate bars, gold bar. Yeah, we play it, kisimul cacao bean, non Pipeline Cooperative, which is Paradise Foods, working chocolate and
After the chocolates were manufactured, they were sent to Australia for packaging. Trupla Morobe, which is currently on trial, will also feature at the upcoming Sydney Mining Conference. While waiting for the mine to start operations, Wafi Golpu Joint Venture started working with Lower Watut cooperatives and other partners in 2010 to empower cocoa growing families. To date, over 4,000 farmers and families from Morobe are earning a sustainable income from this venture. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
There will be no deep-sea mining in Papua New Guinea until it is proven that the exercise can be done in an environmentally sensitive manner. Prime Minister James Marape gave this assurance after his speech at the Community Affairs and National Content Conference and Expo in Lae on Monday.
During his visit on Monday to the Community Affairs and National Content Conference and Expo in Lae, Prime Minister James Marape told media that the Melanesian Spearhead Group has resolved to refuse deep-sea mining unless technology and research suggests otherwise.
Until technology and studies shows that it can be done in an environmentally sensitive manner. You know, Papua New Guinea's waters has the most fertile ground for tuna in the Pacific waters. So we're also mindful of what is consequence. And Papua New Guinea is responsible big brother in the region. We had to subscribe to majority views in the Pacific. And we placed a moratorium on deep sea mining in the country.
Prime Minister Marape was in Vanuatu from August 22nd to the 23rd for the 22nd MSG meeting in Port Vila. High on the agenda was climate change and nuclear waste concerns. The PM further said the PNG government invested 300 million kina in the proposed deep-sea mine when it granted Nautilus Minerals Limited its first mining license in 2011.
We also have an interest to find out what's happening with that. At the moment, my office has not been briefed on the expression of interest. We'll catch up in that space. But in the meantime, the Pacific Island leaders have said there's a moratorium on deep-sea mining, but the caveat is that if it is environmentally okay, based on scientific evidence, then on a case-by-case it will be processed. But in the meantime, I've subscribed to the combined Pacific Island leaders' view that no deep-sea mining is permitted.
Apart from deep-sea mining, the MSG has also opposed the discharge of Japan's nuclear-treated wastewater from the Fukushima nuclear plant into the Pacific Ocean. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
The media workshop for the 8th Tuna Forum is on its second day at the Kokopo Beach Bungalow. Facilitators consisting of experts from InfoFish, Pacific Islands Forum Secretariat and the Forum Fisheries Agency have been speaking on the importance of effective communication by media organizations in covering the complex components of the fisheries sector. and understanding the significance of tuna in the Pacific, especially Papua New Guinea. In days leading up to the 8th Tuna Forum that will be held from September the 6th to the 7th in Port Moresby, a high-level ministerial meeting will take place in Kokopo over the coming weekend. The forum's significant highlights the Pacific being the only region in the world where the major tuna stocks are biologically healthy. The challenge is sustainability and combating illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing. And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2770 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2695 US, $0.4135 Australian dollars, $0.2390 euro, and 39.02 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher, except gold and palm oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager Red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Tad is here.
Hey, look at this. There's something wrong with this symbol.
With new friends. And new adventures.
I want to see the world. You should get a move on finding that tablet. These curses get permanent if you don't cure them soon.
Tad, the Lost Explorer and the Emerald Tablet premieres Saturday, September 2nd, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Welcome back. A generous gesture was made for the Language Services Department of Papua New Guinea Bible Translation Association, PNG BTA, based in Ukarumpa, Eastern Highlands Province, received a brand new Toyota Land Cruiser from Jungle Aviation and Radio Service. JAARS is a global organization that has a mandate to make Bible translation and language development possible by way of providing different forms of transport services, especially in the most remote and difficult places on Earth. The significant event brought together the BTA Ukarumpa community leaders and representatives from partnering organizations like SAIL PNG. The donation of the fully kitted vehicle eventuated after a week-long four-wheel drive and maintenance course that was offered by the BTA staff by land transport instructors from JARS. In regional news, in many Pacific cultures, hair holds mana or spiritual power, and many countries have ceremonies or traditions involving the cutting or use of hair. After years of Western beauty standards, there is a movement to celebrate and embrace natural hair types.
Always been passionate about her hair.
My texture is obviously different to my mum's, but being proud of coming from Papua New Guinea and being raised with a very strong sense of cultural identity in my house meant that I really held on to the volume and the texture. I guess partly because my personality is big and brave and out there, but also because it was my way of continuing to identify with my Indigenous cultural roots, which is Papua New Guinea.
As I sat down in the chair myself, I knew this haircut was going to be different.
Is it okay if I have a feel of your hair? Can I touch your hair?
The first thing that I would note is you understanding the importance of asking to touch someone's hair, because I have had that questioned, asked of me, except it didn't feel like it was in a safe space. And I also noticed that you've got books on the shelf, that one of them is about touching hair. Why is that so important?
The word trust is at the forefront, I guess, of what we are trying to do here. A lot of our clients have had people grab at their hair and touch their hair, but also they've had negative experiences in other hair salons where they've felt exoticized, and the language around our hair being of a negative connotation.
Which is really important when you consider that, like many cultures and religions, Pacific countries also have rituals where hair plays a vital role.
I've had people who come into the salon who want to take their hair home with them because spiritually and culturally that is a part of their practice, and I want to honour that practice.
The ethos at Elvies is to lift from the roots, and the salon aims to disrupt, decolonise, hydrate and moisturise.
It's really important that we practice decolonising being, removing the European standard of beauty and that patriarchy as the centre force.
In a resounding call for inclusive leadership and gender equality, Cook Islands Minister for Internal Affairs, Vainettutai Rose Brown, chair of the Pacific Islands Forum Women Leaders Meeting, shared a powerful speech Thursday in Suva. The meeting engaged in discussions concerning the numerous responsibilities carried by women leaders who hold leadership roles both within the political sphere and within their communities, families and households. It was widely recognized that these women shoulder a substantial caregiving load. Brown emphasized that achieving equality is not solely the responsibility of women, but also men play a pivotal role in ensuring parity. The Pacific Islands Forum Women Leaders Meeting is an important event that is preparing for the upcoming 52nd PIFS Leaders Meeting in Cook Island later this year. Brown encouraged everyone to make sure that the things talked about in these meetings matter to all women, no matter where they come from. The NT opposition says tougher bail laws are needed to clamp down on serious reoffending after another incident on Darwin City Street. It comes as the government puts in more money to combat domestic violence.
Darwin City, patience has run out.
As women who own businesses, I've never felt so unsafe, and I've had enough. Yeah, not good enough.
The store owner of 11 years left shaken after one of her workers was attacked on the way to her car.
She was caught by surprise. They were behind a car. They pulled her hair, pushed her to the ground and began to beat her, basically.
The brave actions of a bystander praised, with scaring the alleged attackers away.
She's very, she feels unsafe.
It's attacks like these that have the opposition on the offensive, debating new bail laws in Parliament this afternoon.
It's about making sure that people who have no respect for the law or the safety of others in our community are not set free.
The Police Minister argues the CLP's plans to expand a presumption against bail for serious offences are already covered by existing laws.
Police have very much assured me that where a rock or a vehicle, for example, is used in the commissioning of crime, then that it can be considered a weapon.
The Police Minister doesn't know how to do her job.
And one expert says punitive approaches, while popular, aren't as effective as early intervention and prevention.
Removal of the presumption for bail is just another added layer of complexity that your average member of the community doesn't fully understand.
While the opposition is laser focused on bail reform, the government this morning announced an extra $20 million would be poured into domestic violence services. And while any extra funding is welcome for a sector crying out for resources, even the NT government admits that won't go far without needs-based funding from Canberra.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports with Rex, NGI women show class and PNG team forfeited.
It's in the highs and in the lows. It's in the big things and the small things too. It's hard to put into words, but you'll know it when you see it. Terrain Tamer, when quality counts.
The Digicel TV app now has radio. That's right, your favorite radio stations are on the Digicel TV app, providing you with even more entertainment, plus free streaming of all your favorite radio stations. And you don't need headphones to listen. The Digicel TV app gives you the ultimate entertainment experience on the go, with more drama, more sports, more exciting movies, and now more radio to stream your favorite programs from wherever you are in PNG for free. So what are you waiting for? Download the Digicel TV app today for the ultimate entertainment experience.
The ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 is almost here.
Oh, out! What a beauty! He's on absolute fire! And here it comes. Bayunga hits over. Wilson couldn't get it up. Parker offloads. Kohler can run. Olakoatu strolls over. Ball is in the line. The Roosters defence scrappy. And over the line goes Tristan Riley. Simpkin from Debbie Hart. He'll reach out. Off the crossbar. He kicked it.
Lydia Tarr is one of the most important musical figures of our time.
Thank you.
We have a problem.
Some accusations have been made.
Oh, no. There are many things I accept about you, but not something like this. They're lies.
Tar premieres Saturday, September 9th, 10 p.m. on HBO.
There's nothing more intense than this thing. I've been in racing my entire life since I was 3 or 4 years old. Anytime you get in one of these things, your life is in danger.
There's no room for error. I mean, this is life or death. I'm determined.
We travel across the country with this beast, and people just go nuts.
Welcome back. Southern and Highlands women's teams will now face off in the grand final of the 2023 PNG RFL National Women's Championships on Sunday, 3rd September 2023 at the Santos National Football Stadium, Port Moresby. Both teams came out on top at the end of the round-robin tournament, which ended yesterday with the elimination of the two teams, Northern and NGI. Round 3 results: Highlands 24 defeated Southern 22 and Northern defeated NGI 10-0. The women's grand final to be played as the curtain raiser to the 2023 DGCL ExxonMobil Cup Grand Final. Two masterclass performances by a young and inexperienced New Guinea Islands women's side at the newly introduced National Women's Rugby League Championships has unleashed the potential of NGI can offer at the elite level. Despite losing all their matches in the round-robin tournament, the smaller but brave NGI outfit left their mark on the big stage with impressive performances against heavyweights, Highlands and Southern conferences.
The courageous NGI girls displayed a lot of character and flair in their attacking sets early to unsettle their more experienced opponents. In Game 1, they shocked Highlands 8-0 at halftime, only to go down 12-20 at full time. They backed themselves up again in Game 2 with another first-half masterclass performance, this time against a star-studded Southern women's side. NGI led 12-0 only to give away the lead in the second half, 12-14. NGI team manager Nicole Kamara admitted the team is very raw. Majority of the girls never played at such a high level, let alone play against a lot of representative players.
I think the biggest thing for ourselves is the amount of games that we have to play. The experience, obviously, we don't have, but I know all girls and they did the best that they could in the second half. Obviously, the experience and the know-how of the girls' all Highlands zone overtook what we have, and I think that's a plus for them. But more work on law defense.
The lack of weight and experience to stay in the grind for the balance of the game is a work in progress. Kamara credited Captain Jenny Carroll for leading the girls. She highlighted with more games and exposure at the elite level, NGI would be a force in future championships.
Jenny, number 6, she is the oldest of all the girls, and she has a lot of experience with regards to playing a lot more games back home, and that's what all girls need. And obviously her game plan, and when she calls, a lot of the little girls also had him talk. So whatever her call was first half obviously worked for us. Second half now, obviously the tiredness, the lack of experience, but I think the girls did well. You know, no matter what the scoreline was and ended up as, I think the girls did the best they could.
Kamara said the team is only made up of girls from Kokopo, Rabaul and Gizelle leagues. Due to logistic issues and time factor, Kimber, Kavieng and Buka could not make the team. Hopefully they will be ready for next year.
But you know, with the experience and the way forward for the girls here now, the 20 girls that we've brought across, and their work and how they do in the next 2 weeks, we'll build the momentum back home. So we hope all the other NGI confederates back home start their women's competition, you know, and it's the way forward now for women's rugby in PNG.
The championships highlights the pathway and opportunity for female rugby league players in the PNG RFL system to be selected for the Junior PNG Orchids or Senior Orchids programs. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Peppers will be hosting its selection trials this weekend at the Sir John Guy's Indoor Stadium. The selection will be made for the team that will feature in Singapore Series in October and Solomon Islands Pacific Games in November. Players from Australia and in the country will be trialling for 15 sports in the Peppers team over the weekend at the Sir John Guy's Indoor Stadium. The selected side will represent Papua New Guinea at the Singapore Series this October, as well as in the Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands in November 2023. The stage is set for the players to prove themselves. The selection committee admitted it will be a tough one, but only the best 15 will be picked. Those that have high fitness level, including good footwork, ball work and best shooting skills, will be given priority. 24 players have been invited to trial. 13 are based in Australia and 11 are in PNG. They are expected to move into camp this Friday, September 1st, 2023. The selection panel is made up of the experienced Giuliani, Leka Maliaki, Helen Edwards, who is the current Peppers assistant coach, and Peppers head coach Annie Yamon. Edwards, who is based in Brisbane, Australia, is expected to travel into the country tomorrow, along with the 13 Aussie-based players. The selection trial event starts at 9 a.m. on Saturday, 2nd September, and ends on Sunday, the 3rd. The event is open to the public. PNG's match against New Zealand in the OFC Olympic qualifier was forfeited in favour of New Zealand. The host New Zealand have been awarded 3 points, despite team gave away the 3 points to the opponent as a penalty for not turning up on time for the tournament. The PNG team will still be participating in the tournament. FIFA committee has decided to forfeit PNG and awarded 3 points to New Zealand. PNG was scheduled to play New Zealand in the opening match of the OFC Olympic qualifier on August 27th, which PNG failed to turn up due to travel protocols. The PNG team will serve its penalty, but still participate in the tournament as initially scheduled. PNG will play Fiji on Sunday, September 3rd, 2023 in the second round of the matches at the Go Media Mount Smart Stadium, New Zealand. President of the PNG Football Association, John Capinato, said, despite not playing in the first match of the tournament, the PNG representative team will feature in the match against Fiji. PNG was pooled in Group A amongst New Zealand, American Samoa, and Fiji. The match against New Zealand was forfeited. The status on the match against American Samoa is yet to be made known. The match was scheduled to be played yesterday, August 30th, 2023. The match against Fiji will commence and PNG will see out the tournament. However, further notice on the penalties apart from the match forfeiture is expected and PNG FIFA committee will decide on that. 42 professional golfers arrived in Lae on Wednesday evening for the second edition of the PNG Senior Open. Last year's inaugural event winner was the Australian champion of the Senior Tour at the time, Peter Senior. 42 professional golfers arrived in Lae yesterday evening for the second edition of the PNG Senior Open tournament. A meet and greet was hosted on Wednesday evening at the Lae Golf Club for members of the Professional Golfers Association, sponsors and invited guests. The senior golfers received their merchandise from the 4 major sponsors as soon as they entered the building. The merch included a Digicel business duffel bag that had golf towel and polos, water bottles, caps and other items that would be useful for them throughout the tournament. Tournament director Troy Hewson gave a brief rundown of the tournament. Today, despite the wet weather, the 42 professional golfers teed off with 90 sponsors and invited guests for the Pro-Am. Hewson said the only hiccup is the wet weather, which meant that motorized carts would not be used as they would damage the course. The Pro-Am is for the sponsors to interact with the professional senior golfers. New Guinea Link Shootout is scheduled for 6 p.m, where the professional golfers will hit over the water of 5,000 kina. New Guinea Link Shootout is scheduled for 6 p.m, where the professional golfers will hit over the water for 5,000 kina. The golfer who is closest to pin the wins. The tournament begins tomorrow and will end on Sunday, with the winner to bag the prize money of 80,000 Australian dollars or 220,000 kina, including the Chief Jacob Blue Cup in honor of the late Managing Director of the Mapai Transport, philanthropist and golf enthusiast Chief Jacob Blue. Qualified amateurs who are over 50 with a handicap of 10 or better will give their all for the Luke Jacob medal. It is also an on-the-board event, which means whoever wins will get their name on the board. Defending champion Peter Senior did not make the trip to Lae as he has commitment in Hawaii. However, iconic professional Australian golfer Andrew Stolz is set to give tough competition to other big-name golfers like Queensland Brad Barnes, who also headlined last year's PNG Senior Open. PNG's favourite son Justin Hollam has made a return to the Melbourne Storm side for the round 27 clash against Brisbane Broncos tonight. Hollam was called back into the starting 17 and straight into his usual centre position after being overlooked for the last month following a form slump. Holland was called into the side in place of young Marion Seve, who is arguably rested for the finals football, which commenced next weekend. It is unclear whether or not Olam retains the spot for the first weekend of the finals next week. This match will be the opportunity for Justin Olam to prove that he is belonged to the big league. Meanwhile, Olam Melbourne Storm had locked in the top 4 position on the points ladder with the guarantee of finals football. With only one round remain in the regular season, there's a lot on the line in round 27 of the NRL, with teams vying for top 4 spots and top 8 positions ahead of the playoffs next week, in what could be a very teaser for that come in the NRL playoff for the coming weeks. The Brisbane Broncos square off against the Melbourne Storm in Brisbane.
Thursday night kicks off with the juggernauts Brisbane and Melbourne. The Broncos wrestled the top spot away from Penrith in a win last week, and they could enter the playoffs with momentum. It hasn't been as easy for Melbourne, which has looked good at times, but it has also struggled with consistency. Friday night, Tigers and Eagles. There is nothing on the line for either side, but the Eagles are the much better team. They showed that winning last week, and although it's too little too late, they should put the Tigers to the sword. It's all to play for with the Rabbitohs, who must win Roosters to guarantee a spot in the finals. A Roosters win would shake up things, but we are picking the Rabbitohs to have enough in the tank. Panthers versus Cowboys. The odds for this game will depend on the winner of the Rabbitohs versus Roosters. If the Rabbitohs win, the Cowboys have no chance of making the playoffs. However, as it stands, the Panthers are favourites. The Knights are the formed team in the competition, and although they haven't been winning against the best teams, they look good. They should be far too good for the Dragons. Only pride is on the line this Sunday when the Titans face the Bulldogs, and it should be the Titans winning. They will be disappointed with their placing on the ladder, but the Bulldogs have been terrible, and we can comfortably bet on the visitors. Sharks versus Raiders. These teams have struggled towards the back end of the year, and it could make it for a tense game on Sunday. The Sharks didn't look good when losing to the Knights on Sunday, and the Raiders were handled by the Broncos. Given what's on the line, we expect the Sharks to have a slight edge. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Here is the weather for the main centres for the next 24 hours. Momase isolated showers and thunderstorms. Lay partly cloudy with few showers, and we were cloudy with few evening showers. Highlands isolated showers. Wantagan partly cloudy with few showers. Goroka and Kundiawa partly cloudy with possible evening drizzles. Southern isolated showers and generally fine condition. Port Moresby, Daru partly fine. Kerema and Alotai mostly fine. Popondetta partly cloudy with brief evening showers. New Guinea Islands scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with windy condition. Kaveng and Buka few showers and possible thunderstorms. Lorengau brief showers. Solomon Sea and Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to rough with 15 to 20 knots. And South Pacific Ocean, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Waters of Samurai Island to eastern and western Milne Bay Islands to Cape Vogel, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of New Ireland to New Britain and Bougainville, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3.0 meters at times along warning areas.
And that ends the news tonight. Tomorrow's bulletin will be at 8 p.m. due to the live broadcast of the NRL Games. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.